Hey guys, welcome. I'm going to be filming some TikToks tonight, and I'm going to be live doing this just for ships and giggles because I can, I guess. Well, yeah, I can. So I'm going to be letting you guys see the kind of behind the scenes of the TikTok as I do them. I'm going to be shooting a little dread content for the time being, mostly because I'm feeling all giddy and whatnot. And even though Dread's kind of a scary looking fellow, editor stuff. Let's pause that. All right, right. So, yeah. So I'm going to be shooting some Dread content tonight. And even though he's kind of a scary looking fellow, Dread's actually a sweetheart by character design. He's a good-natured pirate. And he's not really a pirate. In the D&D realm, he's a fighter rogue. He got the rogue levels because he was a dungeoneer before he became a seaman. Basically, you know, disarming traps, opening locked doors and locked treasure chests and that sort of thing. He was never like a bad guy. He just got into it because he worked for a locksmith. And then the fighter part just came from, you know, when you go into dungeons, you tend to need to survive a little bit. So he became a little more rough and tumble. But yeah, so TikTokies. I mouth the words, I mime the words because I tend to do one-take TikToks. Like, seriously, one take, typically. The only time I redo a take is if it turns out really bad or there's like some choreography that I'm trying to get down. Let's go, Das. I apologize for kind of the bad lighting from this angle, but we're going to be doing the thing. And yeah, I'm excited. Oh, already ate my burrito. Good. Oh, which one did I just load up? I just loaded up one. I don't remember what that thing up. So this one might be 2 ticks. We'll see. How long is this audio? All right. Oh, right. I almost forgot the part. Now I remember why the audio was. All right. Start over. Yeah. All right. I know this isn't going to be super exciting for the watching stuff, but, you know, I'm working. I'm just going to leave this running for about an hour or so. And if anybody pops in, I've got the chat open. Look a lot like crap. Oh, just to that song. I don't know how the cursing thing works on YouTube, but I'm going to try to keep it to a minimum. All right. I should probably, yeah, we're going to fix that real quick. Ooh. 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 Oh, hey, I got something in a box. I can fix that so that this camera out. You know, I always say I'm more Ollie than you because I kind of am, man. I'm like half falling apart most of the time because of all the shenanigans I got up to over the years. And, you know, I got a lot of broken parts, but, you know, I got parts to fix things, you know? I can fix stuff back up, or at least I can fix myself back up. I cannot tell you I have patched myself back together way more than I care to admit some days, that's for certain. Right, so we're going to go, there we are. Which one? We'll do that and get some more light going. There we are, guys. That should help out a little bit with that. Make it a little better. How's that going to affect the... Oh, I set the thing down. Where did I put the thing down? I want to get it the lighting from the other angle. It's a good thing I don't monetize my crap. Then they want all the license and shit, all that licensed stuff. I don't monetize because most of them get paid for my in-person work. You know what I mean? Yeah, that better. That's a lot better. There we go. We're good to go. So what is the next audio that we find? Oh right, that was a duet, Free Smooches. You know, I've been following a lot of these cosplayers on the. Oh, hold on, I gotta learn my lines real quick. But anyways, I duet, like, I find cosplayers and role players, and I duet them, and I try to stay within the bounds of the character that they created or the scene that they set, and then I put kind of my own spin on it based on the character that I'm in at the moment. And unfortunately, I don't know if it's unfortunate or it's fortunate, but I tend to follow a lot more female cosplayers and male cosplayers. Not largely because there are cosplayers, which there needs to be more of those, but also because the female cosplayers just post more content and have more like content to kind of comb through and choose from in that regard, for a large part, as far as like things that fit within the world and the realm that I'm kind of building in my head. Because what I use the TikToks for myself is to help me kind of generate the character. And by getting into the character, then I look around at the world through their and stuff will not reflect in the final book that I'm writing, or the final books, I should say, that I'm writing. The characters and the world that is built through the TikToks will kind of, they come together that way. It's like taking clay and taking the clay and making it a shape, and then you have your little figure, and then you take your figure and you put it in the book, and the book has a different storyline and the world all into and of itself, a teaser of sorts. But it's how I write. It's just how I've always written, having like TV on in the background and like quoting lines back at the television sort of thing. Anyway, so anyways, I got a duet here that I saved from earlier that I'm going to do. Is that good? Is that a good angle? Yeah, that's not a bad angle. Let's do it. Check. Right. Yeah, no, we're just going to get the But yeah, and the other thing too, as far as like doing the duets is concerned, is it helps me think like how would the character react to this individual or to an individual, or an individual similar to that. Yeah, but yeah. Okay, what were the lines? Remember the lines. Gotta remember the timing. Okay, got it. I think there's a slap in this one, so it might take me a couple times to get the timing of the slap right, because there's a little bit of an audio delay between there and here. So I have to anticipate movements that are in concert with audio in order to get the timing down. So if you're watching my stuff with a regular headset or without a headset, the timing seems a little off. But if you're watching it with a Bluetooth, it syncs up pretty well. Anyway. Got to redo that one because the timing was okay with the audio, okay, but it wasn't good with the duet. Whoop. You didn't hear that, did you? You probably heard. Oops. I've been trying to do I've been trying to get better at hashtagging because I don't really do the hashtags. I just don't. I don't know why. Popular hashtags just for ships and giggles, and because sometimes they're within context of what I'm doing, but not always. tend to use this one with Dread quite a bit because it's, I don't know. It's not that Dread is necessarily ostentatious for a fighter, like a rough and tumble fighter to have like a heavy like mug, you know what I mean? Anyway. That was a very simple one. I just had to act a little drunk, and my lines were just, It's from a Ozzy Osbourne thing where he was all like half drunk. Wonder. Oh, I'm gonna use that noise because there is one that like I said, there's fewer male cosplayers out there just in general and on TikTok that post regular content because a lot of male lines are very monologue-y, doesn't really offer much in the way of exchange. So for those, I tend to like borrow the audio, which is what I'm going to ready to use because there is a. Anyways, there's a dude that does orc stuff, and I'll tell you his name after I film this because the video from which I pulled this from will pull back up after I film. But yeah, he does an orc, and his orc is just like the most good-natured, lovable orc in the world, and hops up at my feet. Yeah, but yeah. That's all Bennett. My 12 daughters, it smells big slosh. It's unnecessary. I gotta remember to use my own hashtag for because I got the server up and running. It's the Emerald Inn. More on that in a sec. Anyways, post the video. Pull up the guy. Where's he at? Okay, so this dude's name is Ale Gorilla. Ale Gorilla. I don't know. But look up a gorilla guy. Was spelled with a Y. And it's a green orc. So anyway, yeah, that guy. Super cute. Yeah. So something dark side. So yeah, I made my own hashtag. I made the hashtag thing, which it's hashtag Emerald In on TikTok for people to join into the thing. But I made the Discord server because the Discord server is going to be kind of like writing practice for myself and other players, and to help flesh out the world and just sort of that sort of thing. So as I provide details to the players as servants, then I'm fleshing out the world that I'm writing as I do so. The other thing that the Emerald In is it's kind of a test bed for something I'm working on for a different project. And I'm going to leave that there because I don't want to reveal too much about that until things start moving on it. But yeah, so the Discord server is up, Emerald In. It's not like searchable yet, so you have to hit me up in some fashion on some sort of social media, Twitter, whatever, in order to. So Twitter, it's at Memorin. Discord, it's Memorin. Yeah, so it's hi, I'm Memorin. That's basically the short of it. Anyway, yes, I need to find some more videos. Real life Transformers. Look at that. It's a real life Transformer. That's a full size car. Crazy. Trying to get better at commenting on things too, because for a lot of years I was just a lurker where I just watch and view content and occasionally post things, and I'm trying to get better at actually being like on social media rather than just using social media to distract myself. And there are a handful of people that I follow on here that post content regularly at around the same time I do, and they always pop up in my following or my For You page. And I tend to duet them immediately, especially if I'm in the right character. So yeah, so I'm sure there's people on here that think I'm stalking them, but in actuality, it's the algorithm or the program throwing them in my face and going, "Look, they're doing a thing. You should do the thing," and then I do the thing. So yeah, I mean, there's a couple folks that I check in on because I moderate for one of for what they're doing and make sure I engage with their content to help do the thing and be a supportive moderator type. And then there's a couple other folks that words breathe. You get excited and you forget to breathe. So there's a couple other folks that that post pretty regularly that have kind of for the characters that I play. They have like a very I don't know. There's just like a good mental chemistry for the character. There we go. That's a good way to put it. But mostly it's the algorithm throwing their content up for me to check out. Every now and then when I'm like really like focusing on making a story arc for my characters, I'll go through people that I follow that I know post cosplay content and stuff, and I'll check their feeds to see if there's anything that kind of fits the mood that I'm trying to set. Uh, and in those situations, you'll see me go through basically go through my following list, and it's all going through walking around town and talking to people, sort of thing. So yeah. And if I'll usually hashtag like the first of a video or first duet with a person in an evening, and if I end up duetting them again, I don't always hashtag or put a connotation on it, just because sometimes the scenes kind of explain themselves, and if you follow through the previous videos, you'll kind of follow the theme of it, and yeah, and it's not that I don't want to draw more attention to those videos. It's just that I don't want to. I'm not certain, like spam, like I guess. I drink soda instead of beer now. It still gives me the bubbly sensation, especially when I'm playing a character that's usually like half lit. So it kind of helps me remember what it's like to be drunk, because I don't really drink anymore. Drinking's not good for me. I got an ulcer and my innards don't work quite right, and I think my liver's about shot. Anyways, not important. Important thing is I don't drink anymore because it's not good for me. And if you do drink, drink responsibly and make sure you're old enough, because yeah. And I tend to duet more than comment or like videos, largely because duetting is a bigger interaction on the platform as far as I am. So when I really see something that I think I could add something to, then I do it. And then sometimes they're just, I know you can't hear it, but yeah, sorry. Trying to figure out if I want to do anything else with Dread tonight or if I want to focus on something else. I really need to develop a cyberpunk character because there's a new theme running around. Cyber City, I think, is the hashtag that I've been seeing a lot of really good content on. But I haven't put together like a good like techno nerd cosplay. I have one in mind because I wrote a character for a role playing game a few years back, and I really liked the character. There's if you scroll my blog, you'll find the I think his story's still up. I don't know. But anyways, it was a Shadowrun character that I really enjoyed, and so I need to figure out a way to adapt him to so that I have something other than just my. So I've got two major story arcs that I do, or character groupings, so to speak. I have my fantasy realm, which is this book. And in this book, the characters that kind of inhabit the world of this book are Dread, this guy. He's a first mate on a ship called the Cloud Cutter. Then there's the captain, just called the captain, who's the captain of the Cloud Cutter. And then there's Memorin, who Memorin just took over the Emerald Inn after a very long time. Very complicated, actually going to be explained in the book how he ended up taking over the Emerald Inn. Because there's a lot of history. Hulu, horror. And Charles is Charles was a turn of the century archaeologist, think like 1920s Egypt sort of thing. And anyways, he survived until he was in his 60s, and then he died. And when he died, his soul was outside of his body in what's called the dream realms in the Call of Cthulhu universe. And anyway, so Charles died. He was actually taken by some vampires. So they turned him into a vampire, but his soul was out of his body. So they just had this essentially like zombie vampire with no soul to it, like a ghoul. And then they were able to the people that Charles was working with the help of Charles's actual spirit, were able to instill some of his soul back into it, though the successfulness of how much of Charles is actually in Chuck, as he's called, is questionable. But but the Cthulhu story arc is set in modern times. So Charles has been dead since the 50s, and Chuck has been wandering as a vampire with most of Charles's soul, a copy of most of Charles's soul in it since the mid 60s, if I remember correctly. I don't know, still working out the details on that story. And so Chuck's still running around out there as a vampire. And then there's Henry. Henry is Charles's great-great-great-grandnephew, if I remember correctly. And how Henry got tied up in it is during the 90s, he was a data entry clerk. And Charles set it up so that Henry would take over his estates because he needed somebody to do it and to get the to get the finances out of Chuck's hands. So he set it up for Henry. Henry ended up becoming an investigator in Charles's stead, but because of events, he ended up becoming a lycanthrope. So Henry hunts monsters, but also is a monster himself. So there's that. Very dark, very noir, very gritty sort of story arc. Whereas the Emerald is very like high fantasy, kind of high fantasy. I don't want to reveal too much about it because, yeah. Anyways, it's essentially high fantasy. Yeah. Where are we at? We're at 38 minutes. We'll keep going for about another 20 on the stream, and then I'll drop that down. But I'm going to be filming content for a while because I got a lot of work done today, and I didn't film any actual content. Didn't get much like writing done outside of building the server up and kind of outlining how the server's going to work. Favorites. Well, it's a strong bad audio. Yeah, I saved that one for Dread. Let's go with that. It's not really much diarrhea. Like. I have to edit that down a little long. Strong bag cracks me up. Oh, right. Panda's back, man. I might have to do some Henry content tonight because Panda does vampire OCs, vampire and demon OCs, which is perfect for the Cthulhu feeling. Though some of her stuff is a little bit on the lighter side, which isn't bad. But when I'm trying to do Henry, whiskey and cigars and Sleepless nights in the office. Yeah, I'll keep Dread. I'll keep going with Dread stuff until the live's over. Which we got what? We're at 42 minutes 50 seconds, so we'll go for another 15, and then I'll start switching over. Yeah, we're gonna switch over to Henry tonight. I think that I'm in. Memorin is too light, and the captain is too serious. I mean, the captain can be lighter, and Memorin can be a little more serious. But Memorin, the thing about Memorin is Memorin works for Santa Claus. I mean, that's the running gag for him is that Memorin got into trouble traveling the planes of existence. He got into trouble and he got banished from the realm that he was in. So traveling between worlds. Well, he stumbled into Earth and he met Santa Claus. Just magically met Santa Claus. And Santa Claus agreed to magically anchor him to our world, or to the world that Santa Claus lives in. And in exchange for Memorin helping him out on Christmas Eve, delivering gifts and stuff, he would, resupply him, and so that he could keep traveling the realms, trying to find his way back home. So basically, Memorin has a Christmas for the month of December to Earth every year. Until New Year's. So basically from December 1st till January 1st, Memorin is on Earth working for Santa Claus, setting up deliveries and all that kind of stuff. That's just kind of, it's not part of the book. It's just something in my head canon from the old D&D version of Memorin that helps me kind of get into his mood. So yeah, a little too serious for Memorin, which is why I'm kind of doing Dread right now. But at the same time, not serious enough for he's a lot more reserved. And Henry is, well, he's a lycanthrope, so he always has this like bottled up energy. So I can use this kind of outgoing energy that I have to help. All I have to do is keep a straight face, and the energy will be there, even if it's not like her. But as the more I get in, as I change over into Henry's clothes and start finding content for Henry to interact with, and to get to that space. And another reason that I can do Henry when I'm not feeling super serious and not fall into a darker mindset, it's like Charles, I have to be careful with because there's a lot of real life stuff tied to that character that makes him difficult to play sometimes. Or I always have to have like a calm down time after playing Charles because of the emotion attached to the character. Whereas Henry is a little more grounded, lycanthropy. He's a little more grounded and stable emotionally as a character. Like similarly to the captain, where the captain is grounded and serious and kind of somber, Henry is grounded and serious but driven. I think that makes sense. It makes sense in my head. Charlie the Unicorn. Tonight is that he's in on a tavern or a pub crawl. Wait a minute, that was Henry's voice coming out. Dred's a little more. Dred's actual voice is, he sounds kind of gruff, but it's almost, it's kind of strong bad. But with, I've been doing too much commentary out of character to really do Dred's between strong bad and your like stereotypical Robin Hood in his voice, in the way that he sounds. He has a bit of an accent to him, but he's also kind of, he can be a little, yeah. Anyways, I can't do it right now, but when I'm really in character and I've really been focusing and not doing a lot of like right now I'm going to kind of doing a behind the scenes on how I do these things and how I get into character and stuff. But yeah, he has kind of that strong bad voice to him, but generic. I guess it's called the transatlantic accent to him. But yeah, whereas the captain is a little more serious and reserved and doesn't really have an. Yeah. Anyway, it's beside the point. Pub crawls. Fred runs into strange people on his pub crawls. Excuse me. Gonna have to get some proper food. I've just been eating beans and cheese all day. Ugh. Just yeah, it's gonna make for something interesting later. That's for certain. Posting. See how much time we got. We still got 10 minutes, man. See, TikToks go fast. We're gonna get a couple more. Ooh, people commented on the strong bad one already. I like comments because it lets me know that people are actually like interested in it. And some of the people that follow me regularly, I have like 600 followers on here, and I know I've got like two on YouTube. Doesn't matter, whatever. I do this for me, and if I build up a following, cool. But I have like over 600 people that follow me on TikTok, and some of the people that follow me have figured out that when it's negative comments or commentary, I tend not to reply like at all. Largely because you don't feed the trolls. And if I see a questionable content comment or a questionable profile photo, I'll take a look at it. Have content that is questionable would be a good word. But years of being an internet lurker, so to speak, I've learned to be able to tell kind of from. I've been able to. I can tell from usernames to an extent, like the username photo combos that people use to what type of person they something that I can always peg right on, like figure a person out. But there are definitely clues there that points me at certain accounts and stuff where I'm like, sort of thing, Anyway, yeah. Tous mes mots. Oof. All right, we need, okay, do I have any other audios that are appropriate for Dread saved? think I already did that one with Dread, but I'm gonna reshoot it just because it's appropriate, especially considering with all the cheese and stuff I've been eating. So we're gonna reshoot this one, and I know it's a repeat, but that doesn't matter. So we're gonna reshoot this one, and then we'll be close to rest. So I'll do kind of my outro for the character as I tend to do. Like I post in like a stream of consciousness because my TikTok is kind of like a vlog, whereas YouTube has always been more for my gaming content, largely with little rants and things interspersed between. Though I did take down before the election cycle started almost 90 or so percent of my gaming content so that there would be more of a focus across my YouTube account. Not that anybody really did, but just, for my head's sake and to kind of, again, to bring awareness to what was going on in the world because I felt it important. I do activism. I am an activist. I'm not going to lie. I am somebody that supports Black Lives Matter. I am somebody that supports LGBTQ rights. I am somebody that supports a lot of social issues. And I do that actively within the communities that I live in. I do that actively in the online communities I am. It's just a part of who I am. So, during the election cycle, I had to kind of take down the gaming content for myself to be able to focus more on what was going on. I hope everybody's still safe, by the way. Uh, oh, goodness, another one. Right. So that's the last video I'm going to shoot as Dread for tonight. If you actually watched this, thank you for watching. I greatly appreciate it. stay safe out there. I'm going to do Dread's outer row here in a sec, and I will show you the trick beforehand. These hoods are cool and all. Very easy, very simple to make. It's great. The most difficult part about it is just getting enough fabric to make it. It's just 2 pieces of fabric. But very comfortable, very versatile, works with a lot of different styles and characters, sort of thing. But for filming purposes and to give it shape and structure, what I do is I got this little thing on underneath. It's just a little hat with a short brim on it. I wear it my regular day as a style, but I actually found that it helps give structure to the hood and keeps the hood out of my eyes, but also keeps the hooded look with that and kind of hides the hat underneath. So there's that. And you know, if you're doing active stuff and you don't like me, like I wear this regularly. So if you don't wear them, stitch them into the hood to have that structure in there to keep your hood shape, to give your head some good shape. But anyways, stay safe out there, guys. Thanks for watching. I'm going to try to start doing more YouTube content regularly. We'll see how things go. Life's a little crazy right now, but you know, we're doing what we do and trying to make some good things happen. In transmission.